Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio. There is my
And
sister,
this is
Tanika.
this is Niqi, and
Well, as
maybe
you
it's
can see,
the area.
she is, okay. You're freezing
Am
on
I
my end,
frozen or
so I
am I
can't
here?
hear what you. I'm sorry.
I'm freezing on your end.
Yes, you're freezing on my end, and I can't hear you. So that's why I don't know when to pause or when you're talking. Well, Tanika got booted out. She is, as you can see, getting her hair done, but I think her location might not be that great. Um, I'm waiting for her to come back in, but this is
She
Tisha
is. She's
McDonald,
gonna
Alternatives
say.
Beauty Studio.
Tisha's the one who's gone.
I'm here,
Okay, you keep blanking out on my side.
and you're blanking out on mine, but we have some viewers on already. We have viewers on already, and we want to say thank you for the viewers that's on already. As you can see, Tanika's getting her hair done. She's getting it done by Miss Gwen and Miss Jackie, and
Hello.
thank you. um, yes, there you go, there you go. And us as stylists, we like to get styled as well. And as you can see, Tanika's getting interlocked. And I'm just doing a lot of talking because I see it's busy over there. She's being interlocked. And um, we want to know about the interlocking process, Miss Jackie.
Well, depending on the type of hair that a client may have, depends on the interlocking pattern that I use. On your sister, your twin, we are using a 4 because she has a lot of fine hair. So we're
Okay.
trying to bind it in. And if she had thin hair, we would have used a 3. But she doesn't
Okay.
have thin hair, she has fine hair, but a lot of it.
A lot of it. Can you describe to, because we are talking as stylists, but for those who don't know the difference between thin and fine, can you describe the difference between thin and fine?
Well, a good way it was explained to me in class is if you take a square inch, it's a number of hairs in a square inch. Let's say you got 100, and the shaft is actually thin. So you got that 100 hairs. That's fine hair, but they're thin shafts. Thin
Yes.
hair, you don't have 100 in that square inch. The shaft is thin and it's sparse. Whereas I have very thick and coarse hair, so I have 100 really thick shafts and several growing in between the 100 shafts. So that's one way of looking at it.
Okay. And this new thing now is everybody doing this. I have AC hair, 4C hair, 3B hair. What do you think about that?
Well, it's always been around. They used to do that in Chicago. We're from Chicago. I
Okay.
think it's kind of new coming down this way in the South, but it's just it's another way of saying you either have an extremely kink or coarse hair, or you have a soft curl pattern. How much your hair curls determines the 4C or the 3B and all of that. And most folks don't know what number they are or the letter. And you may have they just guess. In your head. Yeah, you could have 3 and 4 in your hair, like my sister said. You could have several textures in your hair. So trying to just generalize the whole head as being one particular category, it does not work.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
even I, with my thick hair, I have a thin spot.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
you
So,
guys. So hold on one second. This is Nikki of Naturally Yours, and a lot of my clients ask about interlocking and sister locks. Now, I don't have sister locks. I have micro locks, but I get them maintained as if I had sister locks, so I get them interlocked. Now, Jackie, you are very particular about your clients coming back on time. I need you to reiterate that so that my clients could come on their scheduled cycle.
With micro locks and sister locks, you have a very thin lock. It needs to be maintained on a schedule, else it will get even thinner at the foundation And if it gets thinner at the foundation, you're going to lose locks. So coming in 8 weeks, 10 weeks, does not work because you're going to be missing 8 locks, 4 locks. And then pretty soon you won't have any locks. You'll be bald head. So maintenance on time, just like it's when you have to get an oil change on your car at so many miles. If you keep missing that oil change, your engine will not work. The same thing with your hair. If you're going to be interlocked, you need to stick to that schedule.
Thank you. And Tanika, can I ask, how long have you been going to Gwen and Miss Jackie?
Okay, first I want to say Gwen has on a mask, so you probably won't hear her much. That's why we've been really talking to Jackie. But I've been
You can
coming here.
swing the camera to her so people can see that she's there.
All
All right now.
Okay. So I don't know, maybe about 4 years, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 5.
Mm-hmm.
5 years. Because this set of locks are about 6 years old.
I was her client first.
Yes, Jackie was my client first. Jackie has had sister locks, traditional locks, sister locks, back to traditional locks, and now she's bald. So she trusted me to do her hair. She would come to the shop and I would style her locks. And now I'm here as a client of hers and Gwen.
Okay,
And
so
Gwen,
why
by
did
the
you
way,
cut your
has
locks off?
1 second, T. Gwen has some sister locks as well, and they're very, very long.
Oh.
But oh wait. Oh, hold on. Let's see if y'all can see.
Oh,
Can you
wow.
see it?
Yes.
Down to lower down.
Nice.
Down to her butt.
Wow.
Can you see? It's about 800 of these things up here.
What?
Yeah. So when y'all ask who do I refer y'all to these two ladies because they both have or have had sister locks and they're knowledgeable about the process, the maintenance, and everything. So when people inbox me about sister locks, these are who I refer them to. But she was asking Jackie a question.
Why did she cut her locks?
I cut my hair. I'm a cutter. Okay. I like change. And I kept my sister locks for 8.5 years. They were butt length. I did the layering and everything, and then I just got tired because there's, after it gets so long, there's just so many styles you can do. And I found myself doing nothing but ponytails or wearing it curl. And I have been bald head, about 3-4 times in my life. And I love a bald head. I love a shaved bald head.
Nice.
There's nothing like a shower with a fresh bald head.
Nice.
And I'm going through menopause. I'm in my 50s.
I hear you. So Tanika, do you want to add anything?
I don't know if you remember my started her traditional locks for her when she cut off her sister locks, and now she cut off her traditional locks. She doesn't stay with a style very long. Do we have any questions from anyone just yet?
No questions.
Okay.
No questions. So I'm asking all the questions. I'm a mess. So why 2 on the head?
Because it's quicker. They're trying to get me back home to rain. They know.
How long does this process take?
She said that's her baby T. She got to get me back home to her baby. And Jackie, real quick, I know, she has Great Danes, so she's the one I call when I'm having problems with Treasure, my dog, y'all. So when Treasure's sick or throwing up or half dead, I call Jackie. Yeah, she only grows Great Danes, but 2 to get me out, and the process takes about an hour and a half, no more than 2 hours usually.
That's very quick.
It's quicker since it's longer. When it was shorter, they had a longer time. It was like 4 hours, but it might even be down to almost an hour by the time they would work quick. So that's another reason why I suggest Gwen and Jackie.
Now, is there a system that you work with? Because I see Jackie toward the back and I see Gwen on the side.
They section off my head and just to make it go, just like when we braiding hair. If it's 2 of y'all, you have one side, the other has the other side.
Hey, Peg.
Peg said,
yes. You could have blonde
you ain't locking your head, Peg. I ain't thinking about her. She ain't doing nothing, just talking.
Um, she's a mess.
So
So
anyway,
I'm thinking of cutting mine shorter. But now I'm thinking about it. Tanika's hair is growing so nicely, even though they have micro locks. I'm thinking I might need to do a micro lock. But the maintenance, I couldn't maintain my hair myself. You know,
exactly why I come to these ladies because I don't have the time or the patience. Anyway, I can't see the back of my head, and I need a break. Let them do
true
what they
indeed,
do. Exactly.
true indeed.
Mm-mm.
That's why I go to somebody.
Okay, we all go to somebody. You hear that?
We all need a
Everybody
break.
needs.
I put my locks back in. Guess who I'm going to? Guess I'm sitting in
Ah,
this chair.
You see me shaking my head? No, no, no. She got her sister right here.
You know how that goes.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. So what's going on with you, T?
nothing. I will be doing my hair this weekend. You know, it's up in a
Oh, the
ponytail
husband's
now.
birthday. I see the ponytail.
So yeah, so I'll be doing mine this weekend as well.
And I don't know. I was gonna ask, I forgot what I was gonna ask you. But anyway, to my clients that is probably gonna catch the replay, thank y'all for catching the replay. Um, y'all always squirming. I have to sit here with two people in my hair. So imagine how I feel. I'm just keeping on a bold face just for y'all.
Do you feel a difference between Jackie and Gwen? Is one hand
Yes.
heavier?
I'm heavy-handed.
Jackie's heavier. But they're fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
Gwen is moving right along, and I'm looking at her through the camera, and she's just
You see those
just
hands?
working it out.
They both move pretty quickly, so that's why I like it. That's why it's only an hour and a half.
Jackie, so what tool do you use, or is that a secret?
I'm sorry.
What tool?
What
I use a
tool?
sister lock tool. I use a sister lock tool
Okay,
and
okay,
or a nappy locks tool or an easy lock tool. One that I don't have to keep
okay.
disconnecting.
So, Jackie, we know that there's different ways to start locks. Do you have a particular way that you like to start locks?
I love braid locks
Okay, that's a duo. Jackie and Gwen said they like braid locks.
because you can get the
Braid?
sister lock look or the traditional look or anything in between with a braid lock. And almost every texture of hair does well with a braid lock.
Your
Okay.
thoughts, T? Your thoughts?
I like to start with a coil because I like that nice tapered look. Of course, you'll have a taper with a braid because it's going to come down to a point. But I think that braids are so flat.
Well, they encapsulate and form circles. They
Now,
get they
Yeah,
get
I
in
guess
they
as
get
you
into
groom them.
yeah.
I think we got three different opinions here because I like starting with the twist.
And this is
And
why it's important that people know the differences and how to start their locks. That way they know if they're knowledgeable, they would know how they want to start their lock.
that's
For me,
right,
I
because
like a comb twist or a coil. You like a twist, and Jackie likes a braid.
Jackie and
Three,
Gwen.
But we kind of
Jackie and
like a big
Gwen.
guy wide kind of family. And the reason why I like braid locks, like say, if you don't want to go get it done professionally, which you shouldn't encourage people to not do that. But like in Chicago, when I was young, it's easy to braid your own hair. It's easy to coil it is different, and you can
Yes.
you can section it off easier.
All the more reason you want them to come to you. Come to me. I'll coil them. I'll see you every 2, 3 weeks. You know.
See?
And that's why I don't like coils either, because you have to come too often. And, it's just too much for me. I'm not a coiler. I am a two-strander. But like you said, you have to do your consultation, see what's going to work best for your lifestyle, see what's in your budget, because I'm sure that there's different prices for the different techniques and the sizes. So people need to understand the size, the technique, and consultations are important, you guys. You can't just say, can I send you a picture through the phone, because that doesn't show me the density. I don't know how dense it is, if it's fine, if it's coarse. I don't know. So that's why consultations are important. Again, this is the Twinness with Tisha McDonald and Tanika Gillard. I am naturally yours.
I am Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio. We wanted to keep it light and lively tonight. We wanted to show you Tanika getting her hair done for her two locticians, Jackie and Gwen. We can't
Mhm.
reiterate it enough, and I want to say thank you for being guests on the show tonight. Thank you for answering our questions, because it's different when you hear it from a different point of view. Of course, Tanika and I have spoke about locks before, but it's different when you actually speak to another stylist about the same thing that we've already discussed.
So let me ask you a question, Jackie and Gwen. I hear a lot about sister locks and then popping off. Is that a true statement or what's the validity to that?
Well, that goes to the person. Once again, maintenance is important. People don't understand that Sister Locks is like the Cadillac of locks. It's a little bit more pricier. It's not a DIY type project. And you need to go and pay somebody to read. The more locks you have on your head, the longer it's going to take to get it done. That's why a lot of sister lock technicians charge by the hour, because they're going to be in your head 6 hours because you got 700 locks on your head. So you have to, if you can't afford the maintenance, that's not where you need to go, because you can pay from $100 to $250 for a retie, depending on location and salon and things of that nature and how much hair you have. So yeah, they will pop off if you do not keep up with your maintenance. It's just like a perm will break off if you don't get that new growth taken care of in the proper amount of time. So it's like with any other process that you do to your hair, that maintenance is important and being on a schedule with it is important.
So when you talk about the pricing of sister locks, how do you base your price?
Density of hair, length of hair, texture, uh, damage. There's extra for if you have a lot of damage in your hair, and how long it's going to take us to get it done.
Now, I know that it's regional, but could you give us maybe a starting price for sister locks?
Well, if you have like 4 inches of hair and it's just pretty much regular hair, regular, with just normal thickness, normal texture, just regular hair, they have a starting price of 400 to 450 starting. So for every inch after that, you're looking at some money. For every amount of thickness after that, you're looking at some money. For every damage or curl pattern extra, you're looking at some money. So because you're also looking at time.
Okay, so we're in the state of Alabama. This is Nikki of Naturally Yours. Jackie is from Chicago, Jackie and Gwen. Tisha, we're from New York. We know that Atlanta as well charges. Jackie, since you're in Alabama, you and Gwen, do y'all have a hard time with sister lock clients, or do y'all have a pretty good clientele with the sister locks?
Oh, we have a good clientele. We're a little busy.
We are busier than we ever imagined. We when we took the class, we thought it would be just a good kind of hobby kind of thing to do, and it has really blossomed. We have weeks where we don't even have a free night, so it's been busy.
And we're
And
talking
that's
Saturdays
awesome,
and
especially
Sundays.
this day and time.
Say that one more time.
That's awesome, especially during this day and time.
Yeah, with
Mm-hmm.
the COVID going on. And ladies, well, clients and people, viewers, that's it, viewers. Both of these ladies work full-time jobs. And this is something that they do on the side. So these are career-oriented women. And I love that because I'm sure that their clientele, like mine, are probably career-oriented people that they don't have to worry about. They're not going to show up. They're not going to pay. They can't afford it. It's not going to be a one-time thing with their clients.
Well,
How do you
that brings us to a whole nother subject, getting off of the locks a little bit. But yeah, it goes according to the clientele. So when Jackie says, oh, it's going to cost about $450 to start, you have to make sure that that clientele can afford that rate and can afford that upkeep. You want to make sure that every every salon has their type of clientele. And so
Mm-hmm.
you have to make sure that your clientele, you can cater to that clientele. I don't want to say anything wrong. I'm trying to
I
be
got it, Tisha. I
correct.
think we all understood what you was trying to say. We got it.
Yes,
We got
yes.
it.
We've had clients that have paid $1,200 to get their sister locks installed. So, and but they had a lot of hair, and they come religiously to their for their maintenance because they have invested $1,200 into their hair, and they wanted a certain look, and they paid for it, and they
Mm-hmm.
love coming for their maintenance, and they call us. My hair's growing a little fast this week. Can I come in early? I'm like,
That's it.
okay. So
That's it.
usually the women that we have, they know it's an investment, and they keep up with their maintenance.
Okay.
Yes.
And so for my clients, y'all know when I do maintenance on locks, I do shampoo. But when you have sister locks or micro locks, sometimes it's not convenient for them to shampoo your hair. You need to come washed and ready, wash and ready, help them out, because they're already going to be in your hair hours already. My hair, I have micro locks, so I'm not here as long as a sister lock client would be here. So, but yeah, that's just on the side for that. Anyway, what else is
But
going
your
on,
micro
T?
locks, but the same technique is used that is for the sister locks. It's the same technique that they're doing, even though
Yes,
yours are micro as opposed to sister.
yes, but sisters are thinner, so it's going to take them more time to do the
Mm-hmm.
sister lock. And so
Mm-hmm.
I come washed and ready because, don't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Even when I do clients like I had over the weekend, a client that got hers interlocks and box braids on top, she had to come washed already, shampooed already because it takes too long to dry. That's another reason why, you should come already shampooed and ready to go because it takes a long time, depending on the length, for your hair to dry. And you don't want mildew and mold fungus in your locks.
And Jackie, I always teach, both Tanika and I always teach north, south, east, west. Make sure that you hit all four. You don't want to continue to groom in the same loop every time.
Yep, right. And if you're
So I
doing a
just
3 point, you get whatever your 3 point is, because some people do the bottom three, some people do the top three, and
okay.
some people need a double four, some people need a double three, but it's never a two. It's never a two. And I've
Right,
seen people do like
exactly.
just keep going, and I'm like, what are you doing? That lock is going to have a hole in it,
Right.
and it's going to break off. So when you get interlock, you need somebody who understands the patterns and actually knows how to do the pattern around that lock to encapsulate it.
Exactly. Because I see so many times people will come into the salon and they have this huge V because they just kept going one direction, one direction, one direction. I'm like, what is going
That's
on
only
here?
that's only if you're trying to split the lock.
Right.
That's when you're
Yes,
getting your
exactly.
training off of
Exactly.
TikTok.
You heard that? That's when you're getting your training off of TikTok.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
TikTok, YouTube, all of that. So I always end up having to correct that. And that takes time. So you're going to pay me to correct what you did. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times I don't like correcting other people's work. And if I got to correct somebody else's work, I'm charging you for it.
Yep.
I'm charging you
Or
extra
you
because you're
may
making
not
more work for me.
if we have had some people, it's like, we don't really want them representing our
Yes,
our work. So if we know that
yes,
they continually skip a lot of appointments and
Mhm.
they don't show up, they're always coloring and bleaching, and
right.
it's at a certain point it's like, okay, you may need to find
Another
another
location.
loctician.
Mhm. So we talk about that a lot, y'all. So when y'all have a stylist, you paying for their knowledge, and if they're telling you something, it's great to adhere to what they say because they have the knowledge to back up what they say. So if they say back off of the bleach for a little bit because it's ruining your locks, then you might need to take that advice. Or if they say, hey, you need to do a protein shampoo, or do this, or see a dermatologist. Even sometimes when you have scalp issues, sometimes your loctician or your stylist will give you suggestions, and it will behoove you to go ahead and listen to what they have to say. Again, this is Tanika Gillard. I'm sorry, you guys, but we are live. I am getting my hair done by Jackie and Gwen. That and this is my process, you guys.
Okay, I want to say goodnight, but this is Tisha McDonald,
T.
Alternatives Beauty Studio. I want to say thank you to Jackie and Gwen for being guests on tonight. Thank you for shedding some light and shedding some knowledge. Um, thank you so much. um, We will see you on Sunday.
Yes, see y'all Sunday. I'll be ready at what time my time, Tisha? 3? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock your time, Central Standard Time, and 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We will see you on Sunday. Thanks again. Enjoy getting your hair done, Nikki. Thank you again, Gwen and Jackie, and I'll see you soon.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so long.